Good day and welcome to the Ministry of Tourism special interview program, Tourism One-on-One, where we explore topical issues affecting our tourism sector following its record post-pandemic recovery. I'm Kingsley Roberts, your host, and with me today is Acting Managing Director of the National Export-Import Bank of Jamaica, EXIM Bank, Mr. Errol Barnaby. Good to have you, Mr. Barnaby.
Thank you.
Today we continue our discussion on the role the EXIM Bank continues to play in facilitating the development of local tourism entities, especially small and medium tourism enterprises, SMTEs. So, Mr. Barnaby, what role has the TEF-funded SMTE loan facility played in building resilience among small enterprises?
Okay. So you know that this facility was primarily to boost the activity within the tourism sector. During the pandemic, COVID-19, there were several clients who were unable to pay, primarily because the negative impact on the tourism sector. And so those enterprises that provide goods and services to the sector would have invariably been impacted. So what EXIM Bank has done is to issue moratorium, an extended moratorium to these clients. We also offer some relief for the clients where we deferred payments of some of those loans that with installments. And also what we have done is to extend the tenure of the loan they have with us. Some of them were 5 years. Initially it was 5 years, and we have extended to 7 years in order to allow for a favorable payment term with us. Most of the entities under the SMTE facility took up this offer from EXIM Bank. And I can tell you, right now as we speak, most of those are back on their feet. Those entities are back on their feet by virtue of the relief that EXIM Bank provided for them during the pandemic. So resilience, yes, they have shown their determination, and now they are working with us. They are making their payments, and we are comfortable with how they're servicing their debt.
So would any of those entities then utilize the funds to enhance their own resilience?
Yes, because we have further drawdown subsequent to the pandemic. The last 12 months, we have seen an increase in the request for loan, the demand for loan.
Right.
And as a result of that, as the tourism sector is growing, is back on its feet.
Right.
So therefore, you see these enterprises will come to us to demand higher loans for in order to meet those demands at the tourism sector.
So what about building capacity? What role would this facility play in that?
Well,
we
do not give loans for construction, but whereas you want to expand, you want to acquire more equipment, retooling, there's a higher demand for your goods and services, and therefore it has implication for your inventory, your raw material. We are in that space with you as well. So the capacity is being served under the TEF facility for SMTE clients as we speak.
So talk to us now in terms of the knowledge that owners of such entities would have. Do you find that persons are aware of this kind of finance arrangement out there? Do you think more needs to be done in that regard?
Yes, I believe EXIM Bank is aggressive out there with SMTE facility. The recent roadshow that our parent ministry had, we were in that space.
Okay.
We have met with several of the players in the tourism sector. We also use the opportunity whenever the tourist board are having their sensitization session.
Right.
We're there with our product profile for this facility as well. Recently, the TF had a session with all the SMTE and to outline some of the loan options available for the tourism players. And EXIM Bank was one of them. So I think the knowledge is there, it's out there. It's just a matter of companies to get their house in order to approach us, really.
Or do you find it that being a situation where persons are cautious in terms of approaching entities like yours because there might be some reticence, some concern?
I don't believe. I think what's the deterrent mainly is the collateral requirement.
Oh.
But at 4.5%, which is the lowest in the market right now, for 7 years, you're saying that the take up will have to be there. But I know the reticent have to mainly towards what they can pledge to
Right.
secure this loan. And that is why I said earlier that EXIM Bank will work with you based on the amount that you're looking at to see how we can carve out something to facilitate some sort of the collateral that you have to work with us.
All right. So talk to us then about the other forms of support that EXIM provides for tourism entities.
Well, we also in this the business advisor services.
Right.
We since COVID, since the pandemic, we have created 2 new products that will assist the SMTE clients. Whereas we have created the e-commerce. As you know, coming out of the pandemic, it's more digital now and electronic transaction, etc. So we have created a facility for them to draw down on an e-commerce loan that's 5%. Little above the 4.5%. You pay it back over a 5-year period. We have also.
So what would you use that to do? Just expound.
Well, if you want to create a website,
Okay.
you want to even use on the social media, you want to broaden your horizon and the reach. You can use this facility to get in that space.
Right.
We have another one, which is the energy loan.
Okay.
And the energy loan, as you know, is really to minimize the impact on the electricity cost to the clients there. So we give this one at 7.5% up to 7 years at a maximum of $50 million.
$50 million?
Yes. We finance up to 85% of the cost of the energy, the product that you're acquiring under the energy line. And we give you 7 years to pay back at 7.5%.
Interesting.
So in addition to the SMTE facility, we are working with the clients, we are working with the SMTE clients. So because with EXIM Bank, we partner, we actually go in their space and work with you. And that's why EXIM Bank is a slightly different institution from the traditional commercial bank, because we actually work with the clients. We are almost like a partner with them. When we get into the business with you, we ensure that what we do for you, your business is growing. And that is why you will have that good response from the clients when it comes to EXIM Bank.
So talk to us now. You mentioned partnership. So you work closely with TEF. What does it take when you speak to us about what happens on the road when you go out? You mentioned some of it earlier, but just expound the closeness of that partnership.
I know most of the clients, let me tell you, they want to increase the limit. It's 25 million. They want to go further than that. At 4.5%, you cannot blame them. So this is what we're working with TEF, so we can tweak it a little bit, but that is something to come based on the consultation.
But the two entities work very closely.
We work very closely. We are pretty much on board with everything that TEF is doing to ensure that the tourism sector is being boosted by this facility. We are also a part of the Linkages Council, EXIM Bank, that is.
Okay.
So we know what is happening out there, and that is why it's easy for us to have that conversation with the clients.
Oh, and you can hear directly from stakeholders in the sector.
Yes.
Okay, so you're very close to the process.
EXIM Bank sits under the Linkages Council, the Tourism Linkages Council.
Okay.
So we have a knowledge of what's happening out there, and that is why we can respond so quickly to the clients.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So what plans does the EXIM Bank have for the future broadly now? You can.
Well, we continue to be buoyant in terms of serving our clients. We also, from time to time, we tailor products that will, what you call a fit for purpose loan. So the clients, depends on what their needs. Sometimes we go in this space and we create this line for them. The future with our field, as you know, EXIM Bank is the entity of the government of Jamaica. So that will be what the government have decided. But as it is right now, we are determined to work with the clients in the tourism sector to ensure that their growth and their development is maintained as far as EXIM is concerned.
So you'll continue to build out new facilities?
We're always up, yes. Just as I mentioned, the 2 e-commerce and the energy loan were 2 new facilities created coming out of COVID as well. And we continue with doing that, to ensure that everybody is a win-win for all clients.
So it's usually in response to the feedback from the clients.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
All right, so how have you been finding the role of managing director?
I've been in this space before, so taking it over, the challenges are what I'm aware of. The role as managing director at EXIM Bank, it certainly gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of new business people. And I tell you, I pride myself on that, because when you go out there in the field, as you know, how I dress, I always prepare to go in the field to meet the clients. And that is why sometimes when you go out there and you talk to them, you understand their business more. You know what they want. And by the time you go back to the office, you give them a phone call and say, this is what I can do for you. And it's always positive.
Okay.
So that is it. That's an interesting thing. There are fixes for the institution, but that is the power of the government. But for what it is now, it's certainly a pleasure for me to be in the space of the SMEs and be able to contribute to their development.
So you find it fulfilling?
It's fulfilling.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a passion for it, to see companies grow. And I don't know, at the end of the day, when I read the paper, in the social media space and see they are out there, I know EXIM is a part of that as well.
Okay, great.
Right.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
That brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Barnaby. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you.
It was a pleasure as well.
Thanks to our viewers for tuning in. Take care and see you soon.